And we're back about 12 minutes after. One bright spot in today's employment report, leisure and hospitality jobs. That industry added 3,000 positions in May, while most others cut back on their payrolls. When will other industries start hiring, and which ones will lead the way? Well, joining us right now with more on that is Stephen Cochrane. He's regional economist at moody'seconomy.com. Steve, good to have you with us.
Hi, nice to be here.
Hey, before we look ahead, let's look back for a moment at today's data. Anything geographically or sector-wise when it came to industry breakdowns that you think is worth noting?
Well, I think there are a couple of things. On the positive side, the narrowing of loss in construction jobs is good. I think it's another sign that we are hitting a bottom on the housing market and the construction industry, and that may be very good for the areas that really took a hit on housing, the Southwest, California, Arizona, Florida. On the negative side, the manufacturing losses, I think don't really yet take into account all the cutbacks that are taking place at Chrysler and General Motors right now. We only had about a 30,000 loss in auto manufacturing, and that can't account for all the Chrysler shutdowns, and GM is still to come. So we're going to see some weakness there.
Right, absolutely. All right, so let's look ahead in terms of labor market trends. I mean, where are the jobs that we're seeing kind of now and in the future?
Well, you know, I think there's a couple of trends we'll see in the coming year as the economy gets back on its feet. First of all, you know, anytime there's a sign that either the U.S. economy or the emerging markets are doing well, commodity prices take a jump. And commodity prices, both oil and agricultural commodities, have really been a plus for the Central Plains area of the country. Not so many people live there, a little sparse, but the big swath of territory from Texas north up to all the way to the Dakotas. And they'll get a little bit more of a boost if oil prices keep climbing and as farm commodity prices hold above their long-term trends. Next, I think we can look at the transportation logistics industry. We've got manufacturing will start expanding. Inventories have been worked down to very low levels, and manufacturers will have to start producing again. We'll be shipping goods in and out of the country and across the country. So ports, major areas of transport, air transport, rail terminals should do well.
All right, and also I'm noticing healthcare and education. Healthcare specifically, we've heard a lot of folks talk about just the continued growing demand within the healthcare sector. So that's another area.
Yes, indeed. Healthcare is usually always a pretty stable industry, and then with the demographics changing, with the aging of the baby boomers, we see more demand for healthcare. And these two industries, education and healthcare, they do an awful lot to stabilize the employment base in a large number of small to mid-sized metropolitan areas around the country that have a regional hospital, a university that are located there, and that pretty much stay there from year to year, no matter what happens in the economy. You
know, we've, Steve, been talking a lot about Detroit, obviously, in the wake of everything that's happening with the automakers. We talked earlier, our Lindsay Arendt doing a story out of Pittsburgh, and how Pittsburgh kind of really reinvented itself from being such a steel-dependent area to really, it's changed dramatically. Detroit, do you see it doing something like that as well?
Well, it's going to have to. I guess that's the bottom line. Pittsburgh is a good example where technology and healthcare industries emerged, in a sense, out of the universities that are there in Pittsburgh. Now, there's a lot of technology programs in Detroit as well, or in Michigan. A lot of them are centered on the auto industry. There's no reason why that kind of skill set can't be broadened to sort of reinvent the Michigan Michigan economy. It's going to have to happen. You know, Michigan will languish until they can begin moving away from autos and have a more diverse economy. I think it will. Right. But boy, it could be a while still.
Yeah, it certainly would take some time, you would think. All right, Steve,
yes, indeed.
Thank you so much. Stephen Cochrane, regional economist at moody'seconomy.com.